It was the transfer Tottenham fans had been waiting for. The fee was agreed, the terms were set, and Eberechi Eze was about to become a Spurs player. Or so everyone thought. But while the media was busy planning the welcome party in North London, a secret operation was already unfolding.
And it's just been confirmed to me just now that Arsenal are now considering a move for Eberechi Eze.
This is the inside story of how Arsenal, in a stunning last-minute move, swooped in to hijack the £68 million deal and steal Eberechi Eze from the clutches of their fiercest rivals.
Eberechi Eze, who had to go to Tottenham, is going to Arsenal, and it's a here we go.
Wait till you see what Arteta said about this. For weeks, the transfer rumor mill had a one-track mind: Eberechi Eze to Tottenham. It wasn't a question of if, but when. Spurs were still reeling from that serious knee injury to their creative engine, James Maddison, and they desperately needed a new spark. Eze wasn't just a decent option, he was the perfect one. A dynamic, Premier League proven playmaker, with the kind of flair that gives defenders nightmares. Talks between Tottenham and Crystal Palace were moving along. An initial agreement was reportedly in place, with Spurs ready to make Eze their record signing. It just made sense for everyone involved. Spurs would get their creative maestro, Palace would bank a massive fee, and Eze would get his move to a Champions League club. The script was written, the headlines were ready, Spurs fans were already dreaming. It felt totally inevitable. And that deal was much closer than most people knew. On Wednesday, right before the chaos kicked off, Tottenham genuinely believed they had it in the bag. Reports suggested a verbal agreement was settled with both Crystal Palace and Eze's camp, with personal terms practically finalized. The only holdup? Palace wanted Eze to play in their historic Europa Conference League qualifier on Thursday night. For all intents and purposes, the move was on the home stretch. Tottenham were confident they had their man. It was just a matter of time before the official announcement would send waves of excitement through the fan base. They'd played their hand, and were pretty sure they'd won the pot. Then, in a flash, everything changed. The catalyst was an unfortunate injury to Arsenal's Kai Havertz during their match against Manchester United.
Arsenal, their forward Kai Havertz, is currently being assessed over a knee injury.
That moment forced the Gunners to act with a speed and aggression that caught everyone, especially Spurs, completely by surprise. While it's thought Arsenal had been quietly keeping tabs on Eze all summer, the Havertz news slammed the accelerator on their plans. Suddenly, a deal that looked dead in the water was back on in the most dramatic way possible. While Tottenham were waiting for the ink to dry, Arsenal's top brass made their move, contacting Crystal Palace on Wednesday to officially gazump the Spurs offer. The quiet interest had just become a full-blown raid. What Arsenal did next wasn't just a counteroffer, it was a knockout blow. They stormed in to match Tottenham's bid, agreeing to a deal worth around £68 million, a figure very close to Eze's expired release clause. The final package? Worth up to £67.5 million, £60 million guaranteed, plus another £7.5 million in add-ons. But the real trump card wasn't the money, it was the emotional pull. Eze, famously released from Arsenal's academy as a teenager,
hearing them say no at 13, that was tough, and I remember
now had the chance for a stunning homecoming. Faced with a direct choice between the two North London giants, the decision was clear. He wanted to join Arsenal. Personal terms were sorted in no time, a medical quickly scheduled. In just a few hours, Arsenal had turned a moment of bad luck into a strategic masterstroke, sealing one of the most audacious deals of the summer. The news hit like a shockwave, leaving Tottenham and their fans absolutely stunned. A transfer they thought was a sure thing, snatched away at the last possible second. It was a huge public blow, forcing them to scramble for alternatives right at the end of the window. For Arsenal, pure triumph. They hadn't just signed a player with the X factor they need to challenge for the title. They'd done it at the direct expense of their biggest rivals. The move was immediately hailed as a game changer, a massive statement of intent. Eze's arrival gives Mikel Arteta's attack a huge boost. adding the exact kind of versatile and unpredictable talent they've been craving. This whole saga is a brutal reminder that in the transfer window, a deal is never truly done until it's announced. Arsenal's swift, decisive action completely flipped the script, leaving one side of North London celebrating a genius move, while the other was left wondering what on earth just happened. But what do you think? Was this Arsenal's best piece of business in years, or Tottenham's biggest transfer blunder? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell button for more football takes.